Hello my friend, thank you for coming and being with me today. It's Belinda here from Visualized NZ, but I bet you already knew that. So I have made this masterboard. It's actually 2 sheets of A4 sized paper that I've joined together with the collage, and I'm going to chop it up and make some things with you today. Now, this is rather a cumbersome size to work with. My cutting mat is A3 size, so it does fit, but I can't see my lines. That left me with a little bit of an issue because I was planning on just not using my normal craft knife and ruler. But that's not going to work for me today. So I'm pulling out my big bad boy. Just move the masterboard to the side for a moment. And you won't be able to see this all in camera because it's big. It is my Carl brand rolling paper trimmer, and it's really good. I just need to move some things out the way, and this is going to take care of it and make this job really easy, cutting it into pieces. So I'm going to do a blind cut, so we'll chop it into pieces and then see what we have at the end of it. I even need to move my cup of tea out the way. Otherwise I'm going to end up with a real mess. Even though it's in a lidded travel cup, they can leak. Okay, so first off, this has got centimetres and inches. So I'm going to go at 6 inches and try and keep it. I'm really bad at actually keeping things straight on this. I very rarely use the guide there unless I'm doing like multiple cuts, and then I'll set the guide up and do all the same size cuts together. But when I'm just doing random sort of sizes, I don't use this guide. So that's 6 inches. Let's go another 6 inches. I often like working in inches. Like 6 inches is round about just over 15 centimetres, and to me 6 sounds easier than 15. I don't know, it's weird because here in New Zealand we work in metric, not imperial, but somehow I still like referring to things in inches. Maybe it's because I watch a lot of YouTube, a lot of Americans, and they do everything in inches, so I kind of, I switch backwards and forwards. So I think I'm going to do a journal card. So we'll go 4. I'll cut this bit into 4. That's a nice wee size, isn't it? And what have we got left? We have about 7.5. So maybe we'll go another 4. That's straight. So there's another 4. So we've got 2 6x4s so far. And then this one, we've got just over 3.5. I'm going to leave it at that, I think. So they'll be journal cards, one slightly smaller. Okay, this one, this was 6 inches wide again. So I'm going to do some tags. Let's go 3 inches. Let's do that and see how it looks. Yep, that's quite good for a tag. So in this one I've got where the 2 pieces of paper meet, and that's okay. If I collaged the back you would get lots of pieces meeting on the back, so I don't think that is an issue. So I did this onto a stone fleck, very heavy paper, so I don't need to back it because it's all ready to write on, which I think is very handy. Okay, so we got one slightly narrower, so we've got 4 tags. And then this piece is how wide? It's around about 4.5 wide. So I'm thinking, yes, I am thinking about maybe a couple of belly bands, sort of. Do an A5. I think that should be about the right height, and then we'll cut that in half. So need to go trying to work out. I'm just going to line it up and go about half by eyeball without actually measuring. I'm just going to say that's about roughly middle. It doesn't actually matter. They don't have to be the same size. So it's going to be a couple of belly bands. And then this wee bit, we could make a couple of wee tags. Yeah, let's do that. Smaller tags. So for this masterboard, I've gone with blues, greens, pinks, and a little touch of purple. Colours that I think will go well with the digital kits from RachandBella Crafts. So I'm going to be working with Truly Blue, Nanna's Roses, and Sounds of Summer, I think. Yes, I do have a page from Sounds of Summer. But mostly I'm going to be using the Fussy cuts from the Truly Blue kit because I spent a lot of time cutting them all out. And I have bunches of them, bunches of Fussy cuts. So I thought, why not do a project and let's use some up. So there are some tags in here as well. So if we run out of the stuff, which is highly unlikely, we can always grab, you know, these tag bases from the kit. There's also some like postcards type things. Oh, aren't they pretty? So pretty. But yeah, so let's have a play. Right, shall we do a reveal first before we get into that? And then I have some scraps of paper from Truly Blue and Sounds of Summer and Nanna's Roses. Okay, I've also got 3 of my trees left over, my palm trees that I did up. So this freebie is still available if you haven't grabbed it from Buy Me a Coffee. It's completely free. You do not need to buy me a coffee. That's just where it's available from. It's in the gallery. So if you just head into the description box below this video, find the Buy Me a Coffee link, click on that, and then once you're in there, click on the gallery tab, and then you'll come up and you'll see all the freebies that are in there. So we might have a play with those as well. Let's just see how we get inspired. So what have we got? We have journal card. Of course, these could also be pockets. They don't necessarily have to be journal cards. So I've used all sorts of papers here. Some catch paper from stamping and things. Some painty papers. Some bits of children's book page. Some digital snippets. Some plain copy paper that's just coloured. Some scrapbook paper. All sorts of bits and pieces, and there's the odd scrap in here from Nanna's Roses as well, like this bit up here. So we've got those, and we've got 2 there. So I'm not going to have room really to lay them all out properly. And then that narrower one, then belly band. I really like that belly band. It's cool. And that belly band. This bright green is actually a paper bag, which is super fun. And then a very narrow tag, which is cool. It could also be a tab on the side of a page or a little tuck spot or something, but I think a little cute narrow tag would work really well. And then that tag. So we've got lots of pieces to work with. Shall we get into decorating? I think we shall. So let's start with a journal card. It is a bit bendy, you know, good old glue stick. It's just got a bit bit bendy. Right, I'm just going to grab across my cup of tea now that I've got the board off the desk. And if you can see this patch here, I don't know if you can. I can see it very well. It's actually wax. My husband and I were playing with sealing wax last night, and the candle that was in the burner, actually my husband must have bumped it and some of the wax came out, and I've scraped it, but it's left like this shiny patch there. It's probably because it's cleaner than the rest of it. That's probably the issue. Right, okay, let's get going. I want to round the corners first up because I like that look. So I had lots of fun using up scraps doing this masterboard, because my scraps are, well, to be honest, they're still out of control, but this helped a little bit. I want to ink. Oops, that one didn't trim very well. Let's just give it a little bit of a help. That's better. Just going vintage photo. I don't have a particular journal in mind for this, so but heavily leaning towards the blues, since we will be using the Truly Blue digital kit. Back as well. So how are you today? I hope your day is going really well, my friend. Had some crafting time, hopefully, maybe. Bit of YouTube time, maybe. Well, you will be if you're watching this, obviously, because this will be on YouTube. But hopefully you're having an inspired day. I would really hope that's the case for you today. Right. Oh, I'm just grabbing, you know, looking through my pile here, because there's a lot of pieces here. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, I need some book page straight away. I can see I'm going to need book page. Very random tier. Oops. Oh, this isn't tearing very well. Look at that. There's all sort of craziness going on. But you know what? That's quite alright. I don't mind that at all. Actually, I kind of like it. Although I'm not liking that blank bit at the end. So we'll get rid of that. I mean, isn't that fun? I think that's just super fun. Oh, I like that. I do want to ink it, and this could be interesting because it's very, very thin paper. This is a book, out of a book I bought, gosh, how long ago would that have been? Early 2000s, I think. Back when I was doing writing full time. And this was a book of markets that you could go to for selling your pieces. And so it's got details on publishers and what they publish and what the requirements are and how much they pay and all that sort of thing. And I kept it for years, even after I stopped writing full time. And eventually, and it's a huge book, it's like this thick, it's massive, and this very thin paper. And I got to the point, it's like, why am I holding on to it? It's so out of date that even if I go back writing full time, like I'd have to buy a current one, because this, yeah, as I said, this is really old. I have a feeling it was not the current one when I bought it. I think it might have already been like the previous years, you know, because that was cheaper to buy than the current years when I bought it. And it wasn't cheap. It cost me like $60 or something. So I thought, well, I need to just be using it, getting my money's worth out of it, because I certainly never sold anything through the information in this book. because a lot of it's targeted towards America. Not exclusively, but largely. And as you know, I am in New Zealand. Right, I just want to cut out this little white bit here, so bear with me for a moment. Just pop the lid on my glue stick while I'm doing this. And I'm just going to go in with my craft knife very carefully. And I'm not worried about getting it super perfect, but I do want to have that little gap there so the background shows through. And now this is a curve, so it might be easier to go in with my scissors and get that curve. Sometimes I'll just create a cut and it's a lot easier to cut out, and then by the time it's glued down, no one would even know that you actually cut it to get in these wee gaps. Depends how I'm feeling, which way I do it. And whether there's a point that naturally lends itself for you to make that little cut into the design. There we go. I do like the look when it's cut out. I just makes me happy. I haven't been doing a lot of that lately. I've just been leaving it white or adding ink to take down the white, but I do prefer it cut out. It just takes time and a steady hand and patience, I guess. Right, close the knife up. Oh, that's pretty. That is pretty. Do I want anything else behind it? Like, oops, having trouble sliding it in behind. This is like a journal card or just an ephemera piece out of the Truly Blue kit, and I'm thinking it could be nice just to pop a little bit of that on. I'm not sure how much. Or do I want to put a vertical? Let's go vertical and see. I'm not sure whether I'm going to like it or not, but let's give it a go. I think about there. That's a good height for there. Yep, I like that. Gonna do that. Just adds a different line, because this is horizontal and this gives it a vertical line, which I think just is an interesting play on the eyes. So if you haven't checked out the Bee Summer inspired collaboration, it's not too late. All the videos are still up, and on the day, I'm not sure when it finishes actually, to be honest. I think you've still got time this week if you want to be in for the giveaway. I believe that you need to watch, like, and comment on all the videos in the collaboration. So hot foot along and catch all the wonderful creatives that have been taking part in the Bee Summer inspired collaboration. So much inspiration, so many wonderful projects and ideas, and lots of freebies from RachandBella as part of the collab. So, you know, you'll need to watch her videos and grab those freebies, because there's some good stuff in those freebies, let me tell you. I don't have any printed out at the moment, but well worth having. Very generous is RachandBella Crafts. Very generous. Okay. That is so pretty. So definitely need something over here though, and I'm wondering, I can't remember all the fussy cuts that are here because it's been a few weeks since I cut them out. Just wondering if there's any words. I know I've got some. Yeah, no, I don't want a flower. I feel like it competes with this. I do have some from her new kit, words that is. And do I have some from Shades of Spring maybe? I'm just having a dive into my container here to see what I can find. Oh, there's these out of Shades of Spring, labels and bits and pieces. So adding a fourth kit into the mix, why not? All from RachandBella Crafts. And then I've got these autumn words from Times and Seasons, the new kit. But even though they're autumn words, there's still generic words that would work really well. And straight away I'm looking at this kindness and thinking, how about that? So we've actually got 5 kits. We are playing with all the things today. These words have done like torn tape, so I like to use my little jaggedy scissors to do that, retain that kind of torn look. Oops. And then just normal scissors for the top and bottom. So any one of these kits are beautiful, you know, they truly are. And so many of them coordinate together. I like that. Just wondering, do I want anything? Do I want a label maybe? Not sure that I do. Yep, I think I'm just going to put that on and that will be that. And first one done. You don't have to decorate every single part of your piece of ephemera. I think that's just good enough going on, I think. I like it. I think that's cool. Okay, I'm feeling like I need to make a pocket. I am. So, which one of these? I don't think a tag or a belly band. Which one of these would we like to make into a pocket? Could do that one. Is that too wide? Just grab out a page and just make sure it's, yep, that's a bit wide. So we'd have to trim one down. Or we could make, no, we'll trim one down. We'll trim this one down. Trying to keep a handle on everything that's on my desk. It's not easy. Right, so I think go this way and from about there. And I'm actually going to do more of a tuck spot, I think, rather than a pocket, because I've just had an idea. and I thought I want to do it. So first I'm going to trim this though so it fits the page, because that's kind of important, isn't it? Make sure it fits on our page. Oh, that didn't go all the way through. There we go. So interesting little snippet. I'm sure that'll find a home somewhere. Right, so what I am thinking, just trying to work out which way up I want it. Okay, so I'm going to flip it over and kind of work backwards, because I want to make, I'll explain what I want. So it'll go on a page like this, and I want to create a curve here, so that like it's, you glue it on here, and then it's a curved side tuck spot. I hope that makes sense. So when I flip it over, I've got to work on this side to get it on the side that I want it. Hopefully it will all become clear. Now the easiest way to do this is actually to grab something round. So please excuse my grotty rubbish pottle here. In fact, that's not quite big enough. Have I got anything bigger? I don't know that this is any bigger. No. Oh, here's something. Sorry, I'm turned away from the camera. So sorry about that. Here, what about this lid to my bowl of cottons? That's a Japanese container from one of our lunches away one day. So I'm just trying to create a curve that I'm happy with. I think that'll do. So let's just trim that off. I mean, there's no right and wrong way. It's like it'll be whatever curve it is. Okay, just want to soften that a little bit. There we go. So we just have that fun, if I put it on the page you'll be able to see it better. Fun kind of, I don't know what you'd call it, curved tuck spot. Just a little bit different. And you know, we like something different, don't we, in our journaling community. There's a different way to do something, we want to give it a go, and that's what this is. Sponge crumbs, the bane of my existence. Not really, but you know, they're annoying. Okay, so let's decorate this up then. Pop. I think let's go book page. Where did I put it? That's right, I put it to the side. So let's have another bit of that. Get rid of the blank bits. So I'm trying to make sure I've got like no brand names or anything in the book text when I use it. Or, you know, people's names, that sort of thing. Because it's full of names and addresses, but quite easy to work around. Small print, you can find a way to cover it over or tear off that little bit, little snippet. And generally there's not enough information on a piece like this anyway for anybody to make sense of it. Yep, so I'm going to put that more towards the top. so, and let's pop this bit. I didn't even try anything else, it was just, no, this bit's fine, looks good there. I mean, this has still got fax numbers in there. I mean, very few people use faxes these days, do they? It's all email, or Zoom, or Messenger, Google Drive, the cloud, you know, all those things have overrun the good old facsimile. Here we go. And something over here. Do we want another word? I do like using words. Should we go with quaint? Look, it's in the same place as the, what's the other word I used? Kindness. It's in the same exact position on a different sheet. I went to thinking land. Could you tell? Checked out for a moment there. I went to thinking land. Don't ask me what I was thinking about, but must have been thinking about something. Oh, my phone just dinged. That's probably hubby. But it's over the other side of the room charging. Oh, I like that. I think that looks cool. Just wondering about whether I want to add a number. I haven't played with numbers for a while. And I generally like to add numbers. So we've got blues, we've got yellows in there as well. I steered away from adding yellows onto the masterboard. This is a little bit of the Nanna's Roses paper. Something a bit smaller maybe. No, I don't want the orange. It's got orange on it, but it's a bit duller. But no, it's not working for me either. About this green one. It's all right, but I'm sure I can do better. Put that round that way maybe. Yeah, I like that. I think the blue is what's selling it for me. Okay, just pop those over to the side because I might need those back again. So these are my hand stamped numbers and they are available in my Etsy shop if you're interested. Not as a digital, as an actual physical item. There, and we have a interesting shaped little tuck spot. So we didn't make a pocket, we made a tuck spot. That's all right. I'm happy with that. Okay, so we've got 2 things made. I need a wee sip of my tea. Excuse me for a moment. Feeling a bit dry this afternoon. I normally record in the morning, but today I spent all morning doing the masterboard and mucking around, you know, as you do. So I'm a bit late recording. Okay, let's grab another journal card. When I do these, there's no right or wrong way. It's just which way I prefer once I do it up. Actually, we could just pop that in the middle, could we? Or this one. Oh, I like that. I like that, just like that. Well, why not? Why not? Let's just give it a little border of ink. I was just thinking whether I wanted to round the corners on this piece, because I will probably round the corners on the base, but I think it's okay if we don't. And I'm aware that this is thin photocopy paper, so it wouldn't react too well to the corner rounder. Oh, now I'm wondering, you know what? I think I'm going to turn it into a pocket on a pocket. Because, you know, why not? But it does mean I'll need to back this piece. Just hunting for a bit to back it with. I'm trying to find something big enough. Nope, not that. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Perfect. Right. Why not double up her pockets? Haven't used a palm tree yet. I wonder. Don't have to use them. I just thought, well, I've got some left over from my collaboration video. So I spent some time fussy cutting them out, just in case I wanted to use 1 or 2 in today's video. If I don't use them, well, they'll just go in my stash of ready cut fussy cuts. Oops, there's a bit of a curl at the bottom there, where it was in the round bag, the rounded bag that I keep all my scraps in. Just giving it a little bit of a curl on the bottom. So this is going to make a nice sturdy pocket. And I didn't get that straight along the bottom, so give that wee trim up. So do I want to put it in the middle, over the side? In fact, if I make this a pocket rather than a journal card, I'm going to need to trim it down, aren't I? Yes, I am. So let's do that. Just got this wee scrap along the side there, so I think I'll cut that side off. And make sure that we don't cut it down too small. No, we've got plenty to work with. So I'm going to go there. Oops. So here I thought I was going to be making journal cards, and I've made one journal card. That's alright. The beauty of a masterboard, it can lend itself to any piece of ephemera, really. Another little snippet to match its buddy. Okay, this part here was out of a children's pad, and it was a little perforated sheet, and it's got the perforations at the top, which is bugging me. But with a bit of ink, it's going to take care of that. So I'm going to put a thumb notch in here. There we go. My mind seems very changeable today. Oh, I'm going to do all these journal cards. Yeah, no you're not. You're going to do a tuck spot and a pocket and a journal card. But we're not done yet. Okay, and then that's going to sit down there. Now, can I get that in the same place? Well, how about I line it up here? Now, this is being tricky, isn't it? And line that up, and then I can even take a deeper cut than what I took before. Oh gosh, that was quite tough to get through, but I did it. And so they should line up, both of the thumb notches. How's that for tricky? And just re-ink. Sorry, I'm doing it off camera because I'm just sick of brushing crumbs everywhere. And we can use that. Could even put it up a little bit so we've got a little bit of the collage showing at the bottom. Yep, I like that. So tacky glue, here we come. Do I want to round any corners? Nope, I don't. Just going to go as it is. Gosh, it was so cold here today. And so hubby lit the fire first thing this morning, because yesterday I didn't light the fire until 5 p.m. in the afternoon because it was so warm. I was cold inside, but I refused to light the fire. Today it was like this morning when we got up, it was like, yeah, we need the fire going because it's quite a cool morning. And it's just now starting to warm up inside from the outside. I can feel the temperature building, even though the fire's, the fire's still going, but there's added warmth coming from the outside. And so I'm starting to get quite comfortable at the moment, with the potential to switch over into the too hot territory if it keeps going. Okay, love that. That's cool. I'm thinking about maybe a wee word up here. So what would we like? So we've got a butterfly, don't we? And I think I want one of these smaller words on the second sheet. These ones are a little bit smaller. Really like the idea of mellow. Let's do it. Sorry, I seem to be doing a reasonable amount of cutting, even though I've got all those fussy cuts already done. I didn't think to do the words, because this kit came after I did all that fussy cutting, so I just haven't got as far as cutting these out yet. But they're not hard to cut out, so there is that. Don't take long. think I want to put that right over the edge there, so we'll trim a bit off and re-ink that end. After I've cut it fancily and inked it up, we're going to chop it off. It's the crafter's prerogative. Put that M right, almost right on the edge there. Snip that bit off. And then just ink that edge again. And I think something down over here as well. So what have we got? Could do a little flower maybe. Have we got a little flower? That's pretty, isn't it? Could go like that. Who says we have to use it straight up and down? No, we don't. We can put it on an angle like that. I like that, and then it kind of balances a bit for me. Okay, so just going to try and hit those edges that are going to show with a bit of ink. This has some white in the middle, and I'm not going to worry about it. It's less obvious in the smaller pieces. So I'm going to live with those. They are going to cohabitate with me on my piece of ephemera. Just hit it with a little light rub of the sponge. And let's put some glue on and then I'll trim off. I think that's the best way to go here. I think my glue page needs changing. About there, I think. Oh yes, I'm rapidly getting to the a bit too warm stage. I guess because it's 3 o'clock, so the sun's really starting to come around to my left. And so for all day, the room I'm in's been no sun, and now it's starting to come around, so that's why the temperature's amping up. I think that's cute, just little flowers poking in from the side. Cute. So we have a double pocket. We've got pocket there, and then we've got this pocket here. Sweet. Yes, like that. Okay. How about we do a belly band? So again, I'm just going to check that it's, yep, it's slightly taller than this page, but this page is slightly shorter than my typical page. So I'm not too worried about that. Though I think I might take a wee sliver, just a wee sliver off the top. Just because this paper bag's very thin, and so I'm feeling that that top is quite thin and flimsier than the rest of it. So just took a little bit off, and it was curled at the top as well. Right, I feel like I'm being crowded by things, so let's just put a few things away for a moment. I'll probably be grabbing them out again in a second. So I'm thinking I might want some lace on this, but before we do that, would we like to layer? Oh, how about, just had an idea. Maybe that's a bit big. How about using one of my trees? One of my palm trees. Or two of my palm trees even. What I was thinking, I wasn't actually grabbing for a palm tree, but that's what my hand touched on first. I'm actually digging for some of these scraps here. So this one's from Truly Blue. It's a very pale blue with blue lines on it. Lovely distressing around the edges and things. And then this one's a background from the Sounds of Summer, and it's a scrap because it printed wonky in my printer. So I thought, well, I'll just use it for collage and bits and pieces. I am wondering. Okay, I'm gonna push these all out of my way for a bit. Let's trim off this white. Come here. Go. And this is quite a narrow belly band, so let's go about there, I think. Put a strip of this down the middle. Yep. Just going to cut it at one end, and that'll be the end I line up. Actually, I can do both ends, that's fine. It shouldn't be too difficult. That was difficult because I was actually cutting into the masterboard. Never mind. Okay, let's glue this on. Just going for tacky glue, nice and clean and easy. Not quite in the middle, it's a little bit off, but that's okay. Grab out some lace, because you know I haven't got enough things on my desk. Wonder about this bit, is it long enough? It's going to cover over a strip of paper too much. So no. What about this? This is pretty. I haven't used this yet. It's part of my birthday present. Oh yes. Oh yes, I like that. Let's go with this. I'm just going to snip a little bit more than I need, and then I'll trim it to the edges just so I can make sure I've got enough and don't run short. Now, just thinking about the best way to glue this. I'm going to use tacky glue. Normally I use my alcohol glue, but because it's warm in here, I know that my alcohol glue is just going to explode out of the bottle, and I just can't be bothered with that mess and waste. So I'm going to go with the tacky glue, and hopefully this, whoops, I'm gluing on my mat. It's not the idea, so I'm just trying to run it alongside these thicker sides. I don't know if I'll use the tree yet, we'll see. I definitely wanted to put lace. Okay, should be fine to hold this on. Yeah, I can feel it's quite well attached already, so that's good. Trim off these ends. So I've now used part of my birthday present lace, or one of them. I got two. Yes, I got two. But I think I've used the other one. I think it was just this one I hadn't actually used yet. It's not entirely straight, and it's already kind of dry enough that it's hard to move, so it's on where it's going to stay. Do we want to add a tree? I do kind of like that tree on there. Just could either strengthen these and have them hang off the edge, or trim them off. I think I will trim them off. Yes, and I'm not going to ink around it. I'm just going to pop it down as is. Actually, I'm going to tacky glue because of that lace, and it's going to go over the lace. So just going to do the trunk for a start and position it, because I don't want to put glue where I'm going to be cutting off. 1, because it will gum up my scissors. 2, it's wasteful. And 3, I think this is just an easy way to approach it. So 1 by 1, I'm going to grab it basically where it runs off the page, and then come in and go underneath. There will be a little bit of overhang because it's not perfect, but in terms of the glue, I mean, on the back. And that one's almost all the way on. Oops. I'll grab a hold of it. That one's all the way on. And this one. Done. Okay, just going to give it a little press. And snippety snip. And then if there's anywhere where I didn't get the glue out far enough, you can just slide the wee nozzle in underneath and insert some glue. Tiny little fragments. That's giving summer vibes. Now, I haven't cut it out, but I'm wondering, and I should have put it on first if I was going to use some. I could have put some rope up there, and I didn't think about it, so no, not for this one. Right, what else would I like? I think I'm wanting something vertical here. Were there vertical words in that kit? Yes, there are. Brilliant. Okay, we've got vertical here. Glistening. That could be a good one. Got mellow again in vertical. Reflection. Windswept. Windswept could be good actually with the palm. So let's go windswept. So many scraps piling up on my desk, because where do you think I've put all the projects I've done so far? I've stacked them on top of my rubbish bottle. Of course I have. Which means I can't put any rubbish in the rubbish bottle. I seem to do it most videos. It's funny where I'm doing multiple things. If I'm not doing multiple things, then it doesn't happen, but oh yes, I like that. Is there anything else little that we want to add before I glue it? Where's that sheet of labels? Is that, just looking at this more vertical oriented label. Let's just give it a wee try. gosh, I'll have to remember to link all the different kits that I've used. So these labels are out of the Shades of Spring kit, which we are here in New Zealand. We're in spring, so it feels very appropriate for me. Oh, I like that. That's a label for straw hats, bonnets, ribbons, and the idea of them blowing in the wind with the windswept word kind of really appeals. Have I got too much vertical happening though? I thought I would like it, but maybe not so much. I think I prefer it without. The other option is something round. What have I got? I hope you're enjoying me just having a play here. That's too big, that round piece. Okay. Just looking for my stamped things. Got this little compass. Just give it a quick fussy cut out and see whether I like it. Hope so, because I'm going to the trouble of cutting it out, but if I don't, well, I'll just go back in the box for another project when I'll go to grab it for it, and oh look, it's already cut out. Isn't that wonderful? So nothing's wasted time really. Well, this isn't anyway, even if we don't use it. I'm not sure. I wish you could tell me. Should I put it on or not? Because I'm really conflicted about whether I like it or not. Oh, why is this so difficult? Why? I'm going to ink this while I just have a little contemplation. See, this is why I do videos in the morning, because I just find it so much harder in the afternoon. Trying to do things, you know, think processes through and be timely and make sense while I'm talking to you. Because, you know, I'm sure you appreciate it if I make sense. I like that better. Okay, I think I just needed to play with the positioning. And maybe the inking as well has made a difference. Right, so let's do it before I can change my mind again. So just a wee stamped piece. And let's put north at the top. Go. Oops. Try and find a bit on my glue page that's not too sticky. Overlay that slightly on the compass. Try and make sure it's straight. Yeah. Oh, and that needs a little bit more glue. It's over top of the lace, so put a little bit more glue on there. It's kind of down in the gap in the lace, so I'm just going to grab pen and kind of push it down so it sticks to the paper under the lace. Here we go. I think that's got it. Okay, there we have a belly band. I better check the time. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe I've been videoing this long. I'm sorry, I've just been having so much fun. I cannot believe that we've been here over an hour. I better wrap this up. So thank you. If you're still here and you are still sticking with me, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I hope you found something inspiring or interesting as I did this. So here are the pieces that we did. So we've got our belly band, our double pocket, our tuck spot with the curve on it, and then a journal card. And then we've still got all the rest of the pieces to make up. So I'm quite happy though. 4 pieces done. That's a bonus for me. Okay guys, I better let you go. Better run, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. I'll see you soon. Bye.